Now, in our meeting last week, our Assemblyman Mike Miller was speaking about what the plans are for bringing our senior center back to Woodhaven. And here's what our Assemblyman had to say.
I am working with the senior center that was at St. Thomas. They had to move out to Richmond Hill. I'm working with them now to try and get them in this building here, because they want to come back to Woodhaven. So Councilman Crowley, myself, Senator Davo, and Eric Ulrich were all working to make that happen. Yesterday I met with the architect who's going to draw plans and do all the necessary paperwork and filings that have to be done to get the proper C of O and the certificate of assembly so that we can get the senior center here back in Woodhaven. So that's a major task.
All right, and joining us on the phone right now is our esteemed Assemblyman Mike Miller. How are you, Mike?
All right, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
So we we made a nice start last night with the parking issue.
Yeah.
Couple things that came up. A few people gave me some information and had some concerns. One of them with the person parking out of state, even though they have a home somewhere else. Where are they registered as far as working? Do they pay taxes here in New York, or do they list their Pennsylvania address and pay no taxes? So
sure,
that's something that has to be looked into as well. Well, we also have to work with the precinct and with Captain De Leon, and we should meet with him, set up a meeting. I can do that if you want. We'll set up a meeting, talk about our concerns and what we need him to do. They do a great job. They're out there. As a matter of fact, today I was in Glendale getting onto the Jackie Robinson, and somebody from GCOP was stopped. Their lights were flashing, and so I pulled over. And they had found a lady laying in Forest Park on the side. She was laying there disoriented, and so they called they called 911. It took a while, for the 102 to come, but they did come and respond, and we got an ambulance and took the lady in, and they brought her to the hospital. So she kind of got out and got disoriented, and she was laying on the ground. And
she had been driving along there and pulled over?
No. She was walking, and evidently she got tired or whatever, sat down, laid down. She was cold and disoriented, and somebody walking a dog spotted her and alerted us, and then we responded, and so GCOP was there. But the 102nd Precinct responded and, took care of it and did a great job.
God bless. Hope she's okay.
Yeah.
So number 2 on our list was the illegal parking, out-of-state plates. So those are the top 2 issues: not enough police and illegal parking. Those people, they've been responded to. People are seeing action on.
Right.
Number 3 was the the cleanliness of Jamaica Avenue, which is something we all talked about.
We sent a letter, and I met with the superintendent about the trash, being dumped on the corners and the household garbage, etc. We got a letter today that they stepped up the efforts, 1 week in December, but although they found some household garbage, in the pails on the corner, they didn't catch anybody doing it, and there was no identifiable information in the household trash that they did find, so they couldn't do any enforcement. So, but we'll keep it up. We'll get them out there again, as they told me.
Okay, and I guess the other thing is at the beginning of this clip we talked about the the senior center.
Well,
and that's coming along.
When I was going around last year, a number of seniors told me that they want to have their center back in Woodhaven. Now they have one. There's one in Woodhaven. It's further down. It's in the American Legion Post near the school that's there, and but they wanted to have one closer on Jamaica Avenue, like what they had at St. Thomas. And I told them I would work on it. So, we're getting the ball rolling. There was some miscommunication in the beginning because some work had been done previously, but it was not, the correct work. So we have an architect that came down last week, Greg Chechi, and he's going to do the work, and then we'll, work on getting him the financing, to cover the expenses and such. It's going to take a lot of money to do the research, to draw up the plans, to expedite it and all that. And hopefully once everything is done, once they have their C of O and their right to assemble in the building, then DFTA, Department for the Aging, will come in and work with the senior center to get them back into the building. And
that's great.
So hopefully, we'll get that done quickly.
Well, terrific.
Yeah.
You got your hands full.
That'll be good for the seniors because really you want to have your own home. You don't want to have to travel somewhere else. And if it's local, they're more apt to come out and participate, and it gives them something to do. On another note, the other night I was in Middle Village at the VFW post. Mm-hmm. A while back we had a fundraiser for a soldier who lost his arms and his legs, and they shot a rocket into his truck, and he lost his arms and legs. And so we had a fundraiser, and we raised $14,000 for him. But the other night, we were there presenting a check to his father because the young man's still down in Walter Reed. But he showed a video of the guy, and he's a 22-year-old kid, and he's walking, with the prosthetic legs, and they're working on him, using both prosthetic arms, and it's just amazing. It's amazing that he's able to do that, like pick up a marble and, the little things that you take for granted, he has to learn to do. And so we just got to, keep all our soldiers in mind because it happens on a daily basis, But as far as veterans go, I have an initiative for veterans. I have about 5 bills I'm preparing to put in to help our veterans, and, we're going to get started that way.
That's wonderful.
So I appreciate you letting me call in every Friday. I look forward to it.
As always, Mike, it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure hearing from you.
All right, thank you.
All right, my friend. Take care.
Take care. Good night.
Mike Miller, everybody. Assemblyman in our area. Woodhaven's Assemblyman.